Everybody, welcome back to Fangame Marathon. With me, I have Naro, who is going to be running Touhou New World.
Alright, yeah, hello, that's me, and hello, Fangame Marathon. Yeah, so I'm here with Touhou New World, and, in the top left, it says, Touhou New World Gensokyo Dreaming, which is the most recent update. 3 days ago. Three days ago, they dropped this massive update. Well, it's not going to affect my run much at all, but it is a full, like, playable character update with a brand new story scenario to play through, and quite honestly, it blew my mind playing through it these past couple of days. And just to give you a little reference, here is the new character select screen. This is the old one. And yeah, here's the new one. We have a brand new character, and we have this row of character portraits telling us, hey, you can play as all of these characters now. And for these two characters, the extra playable characters are just a bonus. Just, you want to play as these characters? Go ahead. Doesn't affect the story at all. And the extra playable characters are mostly relevant in this new DLC expansion. And I recommend getting this game on Steam and getting the expansion. It's super worth it, and it blew my mind. And anyway, I'll be doing any percent Marisa. And yeah, the route hasn't changed much after the update, thankfully, so no rerouting necessary, and no down patching necessary, and we are good to go. We can start the timer now. So, we have Touhou New World, created by Ankake Spa, a small team of fangame developers from Japan. And yeah, this is an action RPG, and the third in a semi-series of games. They're not really all that connected, but it's a Touhou action RPG fan game. It's in 3D. We can walk around and attack and jump around and do platforming in 3D. It's a pretty cool novelty for a Touhou fan game. And yeah, this game first came out last year. After a 6-year period between the initial teaser for the game. Oh, here we have Marisa with the most devious look on her face. She's gonna sleep so good. And yeah, Touhou New World. It has 3 playable characters now, 3 slightly different stories. Or more accurately, it's got 2 slightly different character stories and 1 vastly different story with the DLC character. And yeah, here we go. We are now dreaming. Marisa is now dreaming and visiting the outside world in her dreams, and just walking around experiencing the outside world. And suddenly, this giant machine flies by, and she goes to kick its ass. And here we have the first boss, this giant drone. Now, most bosses in this game are humanoid, like the player character. And there are some giant boss battles like this that are pretty heckin' cool. Now, one thing I noticed, I wonder if this was changed in the update, but I'm able to hit the boss with melee attacks, or specifically the spin attack, from here, which I don't think I was able to before the update. But anyway, that's the first boss, the giant drone, and suddenly Marisa gets a strange feeling. She gets weak, suddenly wakes up in this ice cavern, and now the game starts for real. And yeah, we got platforming. We have a dash ability, which at the game's launch, the dash ability was really not that great. It took way longer to start up, and jumping would interrupt your sprint. So you couldn't chain jumps like this without breaking your dash. But yeah, with this over the course of like a month after its release, they made a bunch of really good changes. A bunch of really good changes to the game. Like making dashing more seamless and part of your moment-to-moment gameplay, instead of just either being in combat mode or just, you know, dashing and sprinting in a straight line. But yeah, here we have another kind of giant boss. Like, we haven't seen any Touhou characters, right? Aside from Sumirako, who was flat on her face just now. Right, so this is the third game by developer Ankake Spa. Their first game came out in 2011, second in 2014, and then in 2017 they put out a vague teaser of something in the works. Oh, whoops. And in 2017 they put out a vague teaser. In 2021 they finally released like the reveal trailer for this game with a release date slated for 2022, but it was eventually delayed till 2023, July of 2023. And this basically today basically marks the 1 year anniversary for this game. And yeah, here we are back in Gensokyo. And yeah, in this game we have a cute little interactive world map. We can jump around to enter stages, start missions, and yeah, there we saw some guy, some dude, Korin or Rinosuke, pretty much the only relevant male character in the Touhou series, and yeah, now we are searching for these Dragon Balls, so to speak. They go by occult balls, and they're relevant to the plot of a spin-off Touhou game called Urban Legend in Limbo. It's one of their official fighting game spin-offs, and yeah, these Dragon Balls are relevant in that game's plot, and yeah, this game basically references 14.5 or Urban Legend in Limbo. Right, so also this is again a Touhou New World, sequel to Mario's New Earth. Nah, yeah. So, yeah, it's an action RPG. We have random drops from enemies and destructibles, as well as treasure chests. As we use our skills, they level up. So, the more we use our skills, as they level up, they become stronger. Every 3 levels. Every 3 levels our abilities get stronger in tiers. And one thing that's unique about this game compared to their other two is the ability to heal anytime and the ability to parry like this. And we enter this Matrix bullet time mode. And so the meta is parrying all their melee attacks and dumping all of our skills all at once. And here we have classic Touhou patterns. Just don't get hit. Oh, okay. Okay, I got kind of caught in a weird spot, but thankfully I'm able to use my guard ability, which is only meant for melee attacks. But yeah, if we use our guard ability on a projectile, our guard is broken, but we don't always take damage. So under some circumstances, we can just use the guard ability to tank a bullet. It'll disable our shield for a couple of seconds, but if there are no other attacks on the way, it's usually the right move. And yeah, this game is very Ys-esque, absolutely. The first game in the series was very much like pretty much heavily inspired by Ys Origin. If anyone's played Ys Origin, the first game features Yomu as playable, and she plays basically exactly like Unica. And shoutouts to the soundtrack though. This song is not made for this game specifically, but borrowed from the music circle that made the soundtrack for this game. Allowed a couple of bonus tracks just to fill in some gaps and spice things up. Like there are like dozens of new songs made for this game, and a couple of borrowed songs, all from Hachimitsu Lemon. So big shoutouts to the game's composers. Oh yeah, here we have the iconic Master Spark. Just we don't quite get to see the Spark in its full glory, but it looks pretty heckin' cool. Yeah, the camera is a bit too zoomed in to see the Master Spark in its full glory, but yeah. So a bit of the game's plot. Sumirako is from the outside world, some psychic nerd who sleeps during class just to visit Gensokyo in her dreams. So yeah, she's not doing too great in school, but at least she's having fun. And here we have our lovely friendly neighborhood Kappa, Nitori. She runs the shop in this game, and we won't be using this ever, except for this in a few missions. So it's an RPG, we got stats, we got things we can upgrade, and eventually we can increase our number of heals. Right now we have one stock of healing that recharges like every 10 seconds. And then we have, this right here is actually the most difficult fight in the game. I am not kidding. This fight against the three fairies of light from the Great Fairy Wars spin-off game and spin-off literature. I'm blanking on the name of the book, but these fairies are from spin-off games and books. But yeah, at this point I have one charge of healing, and not a lot of chances to get good equipment. Loot is randomized, kind of like Diablo, although yeah, within certain confines. Oh yeah, here we go. This is good. Get some good damage here while our heal recharges. We just need one KO to level up and heal back to full. Okay, that takes a lot of the pressure out of the fight. Now we're basically done. Oh, double KO, nice. So yeah, Sunny, Luna, and Star. 3 spin-off characters. Yeah, 3-on-1, not very fair in this part of the game, but yeah, no problem. No deaths, that's good. That is good. So, what else? Oh yeah, a lot of these stages are from their previous games. Like this stage right here shows up in both their first and second game. And aside from the textures being slightly different, they're pretty much the same in terms of geometry. But in this game, they went out of their way to change up the layouts of familiar areas. So they're kind of recycled, but at the same time, not really. In a way, I really appreciate that. And yeah, with the recent update, like Fumo said, the recent update vastly increased the timer for your combo counter. Like, Like before this update, your combo counter would reset like in between like boss spell card attacks. But now it seems to intentionally last just long enough for you to continue your streak. So that's a very nice change. Just like how they improved the whole sprinting mechanic over time, they also improved the combo mechanic, which worked fine in Scarlet Curiosity, but they seem to make the timing stricter, or yeah, smaller in this game, but now probably went back on it and yeah, changed it back for the better. So big props to the devs for just making constant improvements to this game, even a year after release. And yeah, I was quite blown away by the DLC expansion, and I would love to speedrun that next year. It quite literally blew me away, and introduced way more unique content than I expected at first. Right, so this game is also published by, what's it called, Marvelous and Exceed. Marvelous in Japan and Exceed in the West. And yeah, they're kind of a big deal. Well, comparatively speaking, like they're not like, yeah, like this game, I mean, it is an indie game, but like they're backed by a publisher like Marvelous. So this game got a console release, PS4 and Switch, and a PC release on Steam. And yeah, here Nitori rolls up and kicks our butt. We wake up in hell. Marisa thinks she's died, and nah, psych. She's just in former hell. New hell is somewhere else. And here we have a side-scrolling platforming stage, actually. Pretty rare in this game. Yeah, there's something similar like this in Scarlet, but not quite to this degree. Yeah, we have a side-scrolling stage, and if we take the upper route like this, it should be like over like now. Yeah, and that's the whole stage. If we take the lower path, we have to do a big-ass detour up and around. But yeah, nah, here we have the first really important time save and skip, and it's heavily reliant on cooperative AI. Okay, good. So I can push these to get them closer. So okay, it's gonna attack. That means I can walk away. But yeah, if I push them like this, I want them to push me into a corner over here. But yeah, they tend to run away, so this is why I'm standing on this side. Yeah, so I'm standing on the left side of them, so if they retreat, they go towards the corner I want them to be in. And yeah, if this ghost would be nice, I could be pushed out of bounds here. Perfect. Alright, so there's a way to save even more time here if I do it just right. Ah, dang it, yeah. There's a way to save even more minutes. If I manage to like jump in a very specific spot, it'll push me out of bounds to a different layer, which bypasses all of the invisible walls and the barriers blocking your progress. But unfortunately, it's very precise and very specific. So we do have to clear out 2 of these buildings, but we skipped the first, and they take quite a while to clear. There are two arenas of 3 waves of enemies each. So they take a while to clear. But with good placement And yeah, good use of Marisa's laser. They're pretty quick work. So yeah, we gotta go into 2 different houses and get rid of 2 different barriers to be allowed to fight the boss. So first, cross this bridge. Then the house on the right. Over here, yeah. Okay, so the objective is to flip these switches and yeah, there is a way to skip those. There is a way to skip these houses by jumping in that corner. By those stairs earlier. Do it just right and you just clip outside to a different plane of existence. Quite precise. Right, so we have again we have 3 skill slots. They automatically recharge over time, as opposed to costing a resource in the previous games. Now they're all cooldown based. All the skills are cooldown based, and they level up as we use them. So we want to use skills as much as possible over melee attacks. Just to get that extra EXP bonus on our skills. Just to level them up to different tiers. So as your skills level up, either the damage increases, the number of attacks increase, or number of projectiles increase. Here we have Oku! From Satori's mental education. Yeah, here we have Oku. And all the bosses, pretty much all the humanoid bosses have spell card attacks that they use on an interval of or at different thresholds, I should say, of their health bars. Now, it is possible to entirely skip spell card attacks by damaging the boss from over 50% to under 20% if we're really lucky with our parries and our damage. So because weapons have randomized stats, and getting weapons in the first place is up to chance, we don't always get the chance to skip spell card attacks. And the music. Oh, the music is so good. We're not hearing nuclear fusion, but the devs intentionally mixed up the music that's playing during half of these boss fights. Because when you fight Oku in Reimu's route, it's playing the proper music, but it's like they purposefully changed things up just to make things interesting on a second playthrough. Right, and here we have this giant enemy crab. And our goal here is to hopefully break one of its claws and then attack the body. So in this game, giant bosses tend to have breakable parts like this. And when they break, they take a chunk of damage after playing a specific animation. But we only want to break one arm or claw and then attack the body. So we do damage directly to its body instead of the other claw. And that's especially important because the boss doesn't... I can't hit both a body part and the main body at the same time. Yeah, for some reason, I can't overlap and double dip. That's probably a conscious decision they made. So we just have to deal with that. Alright, hopefully that hits the body. Perfect. Oh, a rare 100-hit combo. I don't see that usually in the speed run. Huge. That is actually huge. Combo increases your attack bonus. Not much else in this game. So combo is not as high priority as the other games. In the first game, combo increased your score multiplier and your skill regen rate. Whereas in this game, it's purely purely a damage bonus. While 20% is pretty good, you don't often get that high of a combo anyway. Now here we have another kind of big skip. Our goal is to destroy 2 barriers, but if we get all snug up in this corner with this suit of armor and stand around here and parry the overhead smash. Please. We can clip right through like this. Wonderful. Oh no. Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to go into the loading zone. Back outside. Okay. Good. Anyway. Yeah, we have the suit of armor push us through the wall and skip destroying the barriers, and thankfully this boss loading trigger is still here from the start. And yeah, as you're sprinting, you get speed lines, and yeah, I keep getting questions like, "Hey, Narp, are you putting the speed lines on screen for just because it's funny or what?" No, it's part of the game. And yeah, here we have Satori. She's a mind reader and can basically copy abilities She can copy abilities you know or have seen yourself, and she uses that against you. So we saw Reimu. We saw like an image of Reimu appear as Satori pulled off Reimu's attack. And here we have a copy of the Master Spark. And yeah, you see like a shade, like a Marisa shade right next to Satori. Pretty cool detail. Ah, dang it. Yeah, bosses like to run around, and Marisa's attacks are like, well, the laser is really good, but unfortunately static. It can't be like angled or moved after it's locked in. I mean, it takes half a second for the laser to get locked in, but yeah, once you're firing, it's stuck in that direction. And bosses like to run around, which is why parrying is so important. It means they move slower and don't really have the chance to swoosh around. Yeah. We also have limited healing charges. So bosses are often about face tanking as much as is reasonable or possible. So we want to face tank as much as we can without the risk of dying. But now we should have the shop open, or rather the power amplifier at the shop is now open. So now we can have two more healing charges. two more number of heals, and then pump attack up as much as we can. And now onwards to the Forest of Magic. So I want y'all to place your bets on who we will be fighting next in the Forest of Magic. The answer may be shocking. Alright, so here we have these pumpkin enemies. They have a spinning, rolling charge attack. And if we get hit by them on purpose in that particular spot, we clip out of bounds and skip the entire level. Yeah, we skip like 2 or 3 like massive detours. Okay, accessory, splendid. Yeah, so here we have another 3-wave gauntlet before the boss. So again, a lot of this game boils down to most of the speedrun boils down to like efficient enemy extermination. So it's good to have long range and wide reaching attacks like the laser, just to clear up the enemies furthest away. And luckily, Marisa's default attacks are like my preferred. Characters have multiple spell attacks to choose from. And oh hey, here's everyone's favorite Touhou character. The tank. Yeah, they went a little silly with this game. An actual, literal, realistic tank. Yep, they weren't afraid to get a little silly in this game with their bosses. And yeah, yep, the tank is a boss in this game. Now, it is piloted by a Kappa, so the story is that the Kappa just found these. Like, the Kappa just found these tanks and started using them. And there's a saying that things from the real world kind of just drift into the world of Touhou. Like, things kind of just drift off into the world of Gensokyo from the outside world. That's like a thing that happens. So that explains the presence of this ancient tank. And yeah, we saved Alice from the tank. And now we go pay the Kappa a visit over at the Great Kappa Factory. And here's another huge skip that I might get first try or not. Alright, so attacking enemies activates their AI. Hold on. But yeah, attacking them kind of wakes them up. They tend to be passive after performing an action. Yeah, they tend to stay passive after performing an action, but if you attack them, you kind of wake them up. But if I get really lucky and the Kappa here attacks towards me and pushes me through, I'll be able to skip a lot of this stage. And an interesting tidbit about this music. So the stage theme here is it's a remix, an arrangement of a track called Phantom Factory, and it's not even a Touhou track. It's from something called Seiho, which is, well, it's related to Zun and Touhou, but yeah, it's not technically a Touhou track. Just an interesting little tidbit. Seiho and Touhou are like designed to be opposites of each other. Okay, I'm gonna try this other Kappa. Yeah, getting this skip is actually really good, if I can pull it off. Ah, dang it! Yeah, they're not always cooperative. Yeah, I could be there for minutes. So we need them to both decide to attack from a you know, desirable angle, and it doesn't always work, and they don't always attack. Like, they don't always melee attack. A lot of skips are really just down to luck. Yeah, the enemy also, the enemy did the skip instead, yeah. There we go. Destruction. All right. So we're just gonna have to do this stage the intended way. And otherwise, if I had pulled off that skip, I would only have to fight one group of enemies. Oh, wrong way. I keep forgetting it's one more down. So, I would only need to fight one group of enemies. So, unfortunately, we're just gonna have to do this the intended way. Right, that skips a little bit of backtracking. And here is one of 2 encounters I would have skipped. Alright. Sometimes enemies like to run away. They have like different randomized answers to you know, the player being near. Either they approach and attack, or run away, or perform a ranged attack. Though it feels like they kind of cycle through for the most part. I don't often see multiple back-to-back melee attacks. But maybe they're just really rare, compared to their other options. Yeah, this place doesn't seem very OSHA compliant, that's true. Oh no! Dang it, I barely touched the stick the opposite direction, thinking it had already locked in. Oopsie. So you're able to completely pivot the targeting for some spells. Bit of a misinput there. All right. So here we have Nitori in a mech, the rematch. She caught us off guard last time, but now it's payback time. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see. Let's see here. So Nitori mech has a couple of melee attacks. And otherwise we just run around and dodge the ranged attacks. Nitori is like the only boss that gets dizzy like this. Pretty unique. Pretty unique mechanic for a boss. Alright, So the boss is supposed to do a spell card attack here, but this is also a rare case of a boss not having iframes on the run back to the center. Usually bosses get iframes the moment they start their run back to get in position. This is like one of the few rare exceptions. Alright, and that is Nitori bot. Alright, let's see. So Nitori hands us this Dragon Ball. There's supposed to be 7 of them, and if you collect all 7, you can get your wish granted. I wonder if that's a reference to something. I don't know. Probably not. So now we go to the outside world for real this time. And we have a pretty cool skip coming up with this ability specifically. So I'm not using this ability in combat. It's too slow. It looks cool, but it's too slow. But let's see here. If we can just get this right. Let's see. Dig it. Yeah. The skip is very precise. But if we manage to clip into the fence, we get to skip the entire stage. And we need that box at the top to be intact. Alright, let's see. Alright. Ah, dang it. This one is very tricky. It might take a few tries. So yeah, the idea is to have the boxes push us into the fence, and the forward momentum of the surf. Having the forward momentum of the surf push us into the fence. Along with the yeah, along with the funky physics, just going haywire because I'm stuck between 2 different pushback sources. Ah, dang it! This is sometimes it just doesn't work. So I'll just do things the normal way. Oh, yeah, Marisa has this broom surf attack. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool looking attack, but as you level up, as it levels up and increases in tiers, it becomes less and less useful as it drastically increases how long it lasts. Its duration goes up, but it only hits once. It still only hits once, but it like triples the duration. Yeah, our ley line broom surf isn't really used for damage as a result. I don't even remember which way to go. Here we go, finally. Geez, I usually get that skip within 2 or 3 attempts. So I don't usually have to do this the intended way. Yeah, Marisa is a laggy character. Except for her triangle attack. The one I have mapped to triangle, the stars, is pretty snappy. That one's pretty snappy, and it's good to use before laser. If you have both available, laser does more damage, but it's better to just throw out the stars first, because it's basically instant. Sometimes these lasers can just spawn in your face if you're not aware of what's coming up. All right, might as well go all out. Nice. Okay. So that was Yukari. No trains. Unfortunately, no trains. Not in this route. Just not in this route. We do get blessed by trains in the other route. Yeah, a few spell cards are like that. Yeah, Yuyuko and Yukari both have lasers that kind of just spawn in your face. Okay, here we have another stage from Scarlet Curiosity. Also similar to a stage from the first game, but this one is based on the Scarlet Curiosity incarnation. But yeah, basically another returning stage. So here we just make our way to this switch. Hope we don't get sniped by the flowers. And good, yeah. Getting hit cancels your like use action. So you gotta sometimes you gotta pray the enemies are mostly passive, so they can let you work the switches in peace. Alright, wonderful. Got that frog somehow, too. So yeah, here we have a few back-to-back gauntlets inside of this cave. Oh yes, we have these self-destructing bomb enemies. Best to just avoid them. You can destroy them first. But once they ignite, there's no attacking them. That they gain iframes when they go into self-destruct mode. All right, just doing a quick look at my weapons and stats. Seems good. Right, after this should be a little bit of platforming before shortly before the boss. Alright, wait for that to go down, do some platforming. It's good to be patient here. These rotating platforms, the green ones, are kind of finicky and difficult to work with. Yeah, this one we can jump over just fine. And I don't know, you might have seen me use my shield ability, my guard. You might have seen me use my guard ability on hazards, like the spike traps. But I'll explain anyway. So you can guard stage hazards. It'll break your guard, but you also don't take damage for another couple of seconds. So that's a trick we can use. that's a trick we can get a lot of mileage out of. Just avoiding stage hazards and also allowing us to pass through them. And yeah, those tornadoes that take us up, kind of weird. They are kind of weird. Alright, Momiji should have a 3-hit combo. Yep. Alright. So the bosses tend to have attacks inspired by their, official Touhou appearances. But that pattern right there doesn't really look like the pattern that shows up in Touhou 10. That looks like the Japanese character No. Isn't really possible in this engine, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, Momiji does have a pretty cool pattern in Touhou 10. Alright. So these wall monsters, these Nurikabe, are pretty tanky and usually serve as mini bosses. And there should only be a little bit of platforming left. If I can just jump right. Oh yes, good. Good, okay. Yeah, you can clear that in one go if you just jump at the right times. Pretty tricky though. I've fallen down many times. There, you can clear those gaps without stopping. Alright, and that's the boss. Okay, let's go fight Aya. Except, wait, what's she doing here? So here's actually Racing instead. So we get to fight the Touhou Benui instead. And Racing has some pretty cool patterns. Usually solved by just jumping in place, but yeah, jumping is pretty powerful in this game. A lot of spell attacks can be jumped over, but later on in the late game, in the end game, jumping stops becoming an easy way out for a lot of spell attacks. Now, it slows down and actually makes it more difficult. Makes it way denser. Ah yes, Racing has a backstep with iframes. So parrying isn't always the best option here. Alright, Racing cleared. So that should give us another Dragon Ball? No, I forgot. Oh no, we're just looking for rumors on the orbs, right? I haven't been keeping track of how many Dragon Balls we have now, but yeah, it doesn't matter. here we got the cemetery. So in Reima's route, this is basically the first stage, or second. And we're like already halfway through the run, and then some in Marisa's route. So the order of bosses and stages is crazy different between the two characters. Or, well, as of 3 days ago, the three characters. Oh, we got a Zoomer Broomer. Very nice. And here we have Kogasa. She's just happy to be here. She's not too relevant to the plot. she's honestly not relevant to the plot, but she's here and she's having a good time. And I'm all for it. Yeah, not every character is part of some big ass conspiracy. Kogasa's just here to be cute. Now, this one's targeted, the other one is randomized. Fun fact, this game has a super difficult bullet hell mode, where this one right here, this spell card attack right here on bullet hell mode is basically undodgeable and impossible to survive without cheesing it with a, you know, an invincible spell card attack or something. So yeah, on bullet hell mode, Kogasa is actually the most difficult boss in the game. And you want to do everything in your power to skip that specific spell card attack by pushing her from like above 60% to below 40% just to skip that attack. She is the true final boss for real. Alright, here we have Kokoro for some reason at the Moria Shrine. Yeah, like some really odd stage and boss combinations. Just to spice things up. And yeah, we want to parry all of her attacks. Usually they come in groups of 3. Yeah, bosses tend to have either single hit charge attacks or 3-hit combos that can be parried. Yeah, Kokoro is also super tanky. She's got a lot of HP. Ah, one of the rare bosses with a get off me type. Combo breaker. Alright. Should get some decent damage here. She should still have another spell card attack. Yeah. And yeah, another interesting detail. A lot of Marisa's bosses have weird health values. Kokoro's is an even 36,000, but there's one boss that has 28,333? Just a really random number. Ah, and yeah, Marisa went home to have another good night's sleep. Ah, right, this way. Ah, yes, we're looking for Aya for real this time. Aya for real this time. Ah, yes. Shoutouts to this soundtrack, or shoutouts to this track specifically. In Scarlet Curiosity, we get to hear this sexy saxophone for like 5 seconds. Kind of a travesty. Alright, bombs. Good. And another round of Kappa. Oh, where did they go? I missed. Now there's just one more encounter before the boss. I think it's 2 waves, actually. 1 wave of Kappa. Straight into the wall yokai. There it is. Sound effects like to stack. This enemy likes to clap really, really hard. So each spike, each stone pillar has its own sound effect, and they all stack. There we go. Ayaya. Alright, I'm gonna get a sick combo here. Very good. Okay, this attack is super fast for not even being on turbo mode. Aya's spell card is surprisingly fast. She's throwing out these donuts like crazy. So I really like the way they handled healing and defensive abilities in this game. Like, if you get put on the ropes, you do have a chance to, like, recover, literally, your HP. Ah, what a weird attack. Yeah, you have a chance to make a comeback in this game versus the previous 2. Where each arena had sometimes a couple of jars with healing items, and sometimes just nothing. All right, here we have Mei Ling here. She shows up in Scarlet Curiosity as an NPC, but we never get to fight her. Heh, leg. Yeah, she kicks a lot. Oh, yeah, wind magic. Actually the scariest thing in the game. Not kidding. Wind magic, it tends to be multi-hit, and you can get seriously clipped by if you somehow get stuck between 2 like tornadoes. You might instantly die. You might just instantly die if you get stuck between two tornadoes. They kind of don't have a they kind of don't have a cooldown period on dealing damage to you. Okay. And with that, we have access to the mansion. And no combat encounters here, actually. We can just go straight down here. Head on over to this switch. And open the way. Compared to Reimu's route, sometimes it feels like it feels like Marisa just goes on a boss rush of sorts, skipping most of the skipping a lot of the stages that Reimu has to go through. So here we skip straight to Patchoulie's room, and oh no! What is this? Oh shit! Hide it quick! And we didn't see nothing. So we catch him in the midst of a talk about going to the moon in a spaceship rocket. Yeah. That wibbly wobbly that crooked spaceship is also another reference to Touhou spin-off books. Silent Sinner in Blue. Yep, another manga reference snuck into this game. Oh dear. Alright, this should be another 3-hit combo. Just need to basically start prematurely mashing the guard button. Some boss combos are fast enough where you can just mash the guard button and you'll automatically parry the next attack. Like, you have like a full second of like active frames. A full second of active frames, but once if you press it too soon, you can get punished pretty severely. Some bosses also do have slightly delayed attacks to catch those premature guarding types. Alright, so now we're fighting Reimu for some reason, and well, the reason's always because. That's how they do things in Gensokyo. And this attack is nice. Got this nice Mexico filter for the whole screen. Yeah, it turns a nice orange. But yeah, so Reimu is planning on going to the moon, while we are off doing our own thing. Like, Reimu's route is all about building a rocket, like getting help from, Remy and Patchy to build said rockets and go to the moon. Marisa's route, kind of. In Marisa's route, we kind of just witness those events unfold while we are off doing our own thing. So in a way, some of these storylines intersect, but not always. Some things Some plot points really deviate a lot, especially in the DLC expansion. So now, we let Reimu go to the moon, and now we are off on our own adventure. And yeah, there was a new icon on the world map. Yup, it's related to the new playable characters, and I might show you a little bit of that later on. So all the new characters from this new expansion, all the new characters are playable in any of the 3 scenarios. But they're only story relevant in the 3rd one. Alright, let's see if we can get a Lancer doll skip. Hey, first try. That skips a little bit. If we just stay out of bounds here and take the middle portal, we are out of here. Yo, that was good. Very good. So we just hold down and left in the corner and hope for the best. Just hope for the best. It's pretty much how it works. Yeah. Yeah, we were blessed by Lance Doll RNG this time. See if we can pull it off again, because there are two such skips in this stage. Alright, so we can use guard here to nullify the spike traps, but we can't guard while sprinting either. Can't guard while sprinting, but yeah, it's okay to take damage sometimes. Alright, let's hope for good Lancer luck. Oh, wonderful. Unreal. Actually, what the... Unbelievable. I've never gotten 2 back-to-back so quickly before. This is insane. So a lot of the skips in this game are based on enemy behavior, unfortunately. In the previous 2 games, most skips were, you know, player controlled. Here we have a giant heckin' doll. I love how creepy it looks. The glowy blue eyes looks so cool. So yeah, this is the Goliath doll. Someone should know which fighting game specifically she's from. I think she acts as a final boss in some character routes in, like, one of them. Alright, so that should stun the boss. So now we have melee access. Yeah, 2 back-to-back stuns. The boss gets stunned after hitting certain HP thresholds, letting us just wail on her for the final bit. And yeah, getting those 2 skips back to back has never happened before. Right. And then someone's been spying on us, it seems. Alright. Now we're in the world of the dead. The Netherworld. And it's about time to switch spell card attacks. The laser's cool and all, but it might be better to switch it up for better reach. Another thing is the Master Spark, it lasts really heckin' long. The Master Spark looks great, yeah, but it lasts much longer than the other spell attacks. Oh yes, the Vac Broom, classic. Big upgrade, nice. Yeah, we have Mimics, by the way. I've been avoiding Mimics up till now, but yeah, that's the first mandatory Mimic encounter. This is basically Dark Souls. The Dark Souls of Touhou Fangames. I mean, heck, we even got a parry button. It's basically Dark Souls. Ah, here we have a lot of ghosties. Spread around. Perfect. Alright, so this... Wait, there's more! Okay, this should be cleared with one spell attack. Yeah, that's pretty much why I switched. Oh, big upgrade. Alright, so now we actually get to fight Yuyuko. Yeah, we're not getting another mix-up. Yeah, some bosses we actually fight in the proper locations. This attack, I really don't know how to manipulate in a consistent way, but I just kind of go in a circle counterclockwise and hope for the best. I just go counterclockwise and jump and hope for the best. I really don't have a consistent way to dodge those bullets. Ah, here we have another instant laser in your face moment if you get caught off guard. Yeah, it's easy to get clipped by these butterflies. Yeah, one more laser. Yeah, the spell cards do cycle in a consistent manner. I think they may be randomized in the previous game. In Scarlet Curiosity, bosses tend to have like 2 or 3 spell attacks. Or some of them do. Alright, so now we are... Where are we? Right. So we're going to the moon, I think. It might be time. So yeah, we're following Reimu wherever she went. And we need help. We need help from a friend or foe. Honestly, her motivations are dubious. But yeah, Yukari is typically kind of a wild card in terms of fangame plots. Her gap magic can basically do anything. Anything concrete or abstract. Here we have Doremi. Actually, insanely difficult. They did buff our own dash ability in an update like 2 weeks after launch. And that really helps with this boss fight. If Doremi pulls out the vacuum in your face. Now this should be followed up with a broom, or not broom, vacuum. Right? Yeah. Yeah, 3 rounds of bubblegum. Or whatever this is. 3 rounds of dream blobs into vacuum. Some of these combos are, you know, consistent and, you know, part of a sequence. Yeah, there's some story, some lore behind Doremi and the speedrun as a whole. Some lore. She helped us understand exactly what makes the game tick in terms of, you know, clipping out of bounds, using enemies to push us back through walls. So yeah, you gotta sprint to avoid the vacuum. Jumping also works. Like, jumping is also a viable option. It's slightly faster than running. Oh, yo. Is that a... Oh my goodness. Is that a viable strategy? Using our bullet time iframes to break the homing orbs targeting? Oh. Oh, that might just work. Huh, alright. Right, so, yeah, when the orb passes through ya, it kind of, doesn't know where to go and goes in a straight line. Here we have a massive skip. If I can get it just right, it'll push me out of bounds. And the out of bounds area here is pretty large. It stretches out pretty far. Like, the playable area is really tiny. And if we stay outside of the playable area, we can just skip everything in here. So we are out of bounds, walking on air. And yeah, this skips a lot of platforming, as you can see. Oh, oops, I went too far. This is my way out. Yeah, we're still out of bounds, but we can interact with the wind. Ah, dang it. We can interact with the wind while out of bounds. Yeah, there we go. Depth perception's hard. Alright, just sprint from the peak. There we go. Alright, now we're gonna start seeing enemies? No, one more. We're gonna start seeing enemies after this room. And once we start seeing enemies, it's time to go back in bounds. Alright, so we have a bunch of see-through, invisible platforms. The solid ones are fake. Don't be fooled. Yeah, this trick skips a lot of side rooms, a lot of platforming, and a lot of combat encounters. In rooms we usually have to go into to beat up 3 waves of enemies to open the way forward. All right. Yeah, the wind extending slightly out of bounds makes the full skip possible, thankfully. It's kind of a happy little accident. That's usually speedrunning in a nutshell. A sequence of happy little accidents. And again, yeah. blesses to the devs for not patching out every single skip. Like, honestly, they're so precise, they're so obscure, they're so specific, it doesn't really matter that they exist. They're only there, I mean, they're pretty much only there for speedrunners' enjoyment. So, I'm glad that they're not going out of their way to, like, put additional invisible walls in places that would break our tricks and our skips. Alright, here we have the only mandatory Death Fairy encounter. And up until 3 days ago, they were kind of just a mystery and random. Like, why are they here? Why do they look so menacing? So these act as these also act as mini bosses. They have a lot of HP, do a lot of damage, and they are overall pretty scary. And that's the only mandatory encounter with these Death Fairies. But yeah, as of 3 days ago, there's more to these Death Fairies, but I won't elaborate too much. I don't want to spoil any of the surprises, but yeah, the DLC expansion is full of fan service in like the best ways. If you like Hifu, you might like the expansion. So for context, Hifu is another spin-off series in the Touhou universe that mostly takes place in the human world, like outside, real world, featuring two humans from the future, just looking for a way into Gensokyo. Okay, splendid. Okay, Light Broom is good. Suzaku is good. Okay, good equipment. There's a chance we just don't get weapons at all. I tend to get a couple of extra chests just in case. So here we have, oh yeah, here's Reimu and crew. Got their asses kicked by Yorihime here from again, spin-off books. So yeah, we have another spin-off character that doesn't appear in the games, but is said to be very, very absurdly powerful. Able to channel the power of, I don't know, 8 million gods? Yeah, this is a pretty cool fight. Like, Yorihime's melee attacks are unreactable in phase 1. But you can just predict her melee attacks by how she approaches you. Like if she if she okay, whatever. But yeah, if she comes at you really, really fast, you know she's going to do a melee attack. There it is. Oh, phase 2, right. I was gonna say, phase 1 is unreactable, phase 2 is delayed, just to throw you off. There we go. Delay your parry. Mash the second. And you can nullify this unblockable. Nullify the unblockable, and you're usually safe from the other fireballs that show up. Oh dear. Right. Delayed. I keep getting thrown off by the delayed attacks. But this should push her into laser phase 2. And these lasers are instant death, including the point blank circles. Boom. Nice. Got it. Good. Good parries. Yeah. Super scary boss. Feels like I'm always on the ropes. Alright, wonderful. So, we are pretty much, well, now we are at the end game. Get some juicy bits of lore and now we onward to catch up with Sumiriko, who's feeling a little bit down in the dumps. So we chase after her, and here we are, back in the outside world one last time. Chasing after Sumiriko. And there aren't too many, well, there aren't any mandatory encounters, considering the skip I'm about to do. Alright, gonna clear some of the enemies, and I want this thing to push me through. Dang it. I want these things to push me through these boxes. Through these boxes. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. We out of here. I don't want to stray too far to the left. And I don't want to get back in bounds yet. But yeah, past the crosswalk here. And back in bounds. Get this chest, see what's inside. It's an accessory. Alright. Some HP. Sure thing. Alright, now we have our final gauntlet. We have our final boss gauntlet. 3 back-to-back. Well, 1 and then 2 back-to-back. No, two bosses. Four bosses, actually. Counting is hard. Counting is hard. 4 bosses. And now we're going up the Millennium Tower. Yes, absolutely a Yakuza reference. And yes, Sumiriko as the third playable character does feature a lot of the same attacks as the boss version, so that's pretty cool. She keeps the Panda Express attack, and the Panda charge is unique in that it has a red attack indicator, but is parryable, when that's usually reserved for blue. Like the color blue typically is used for charge attacks that can be parried. But for some reason, the Panda's red. Oh yes, yes. Sumiriko has only 50k HP after we just defeated Yorihime, who had 100,000, so quite a bit shorter of a boss fight. Okay, so here we have Kasen. But in Reimu's route, we fight Yukari, so Yukari's music is playing here for some reason, instead of Kasen's own theme. Like, Kasen does get her own boss music, but only in Reimu's route. Kind of interesting. But yeah, that goes back to what I was saying about, yeah, boss locations and boss music being mixed up. Just for variety. Just for variety's sake. And yes, Kasen being a mountain hermit. Is friends with many animals. And uses them as part of her attacks. We got eagles, we got heckin' I think sea lions. Like canonically, I think sea lions are also part of her arsenal, but tiger, eagle, and dragon are part of her moveset. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that they gave Yukari her own music for the mid-game fight, and then again for Kasen. Okay, that's a charge. She should do another follow-up charge. Yep. Oh, she missed. Okay. Yeah, she's able to miss. Just completely whiff. Cool. Alright, so onward to the final two bosses. Should be cutting it pretty close on the estimate, but unfortunately spent a lot of time on the Great Kappa stage. Great Kappa Factory. So, here we go. Onward to the final showdown. Yeah, some melee-focused bosses can whiff. If you're too close. Oh, here we have this everyone's favorite Touhou character, the creepy eyeball monster. Yeah, this one summons enemies to join the fray. Things can get pretty out of hand if I don't make an effort to get rid of them. Alright. Yep, there we go. I figured one laser was all it took at that point. And here we have the final boss of this route. This MMORPG looking as fusion of Sumiriko and the eyeball monster. And this boss has a lot of scary attacks. But like that wind attack I mentioned, I mentioned earlier how scary wind attacks are. Don't want to be caught between two tornadoes. Just now the tornadoes are like darkness themed. Yeah. They're more like purple flame whirlwinds, I guess. Yeah, able to get 2 parries here on the triple grabby hand attack. It's possible to parry all 3 somehow if you're really good and really on point with your timing. It is possible to parry all 3 and get the full slow-mo from all 3, the 3 parts of the attack. Oh yes, another attack I haven't seen so far. That's an invincible attack, just have to dodge it. Yeah, you gotta hit the first parry pretty much instantly to get all 3. And you have to pretty much activate your guard like outside the hitbox or get it framed perfectly. Alright, kind of in a scary spot here, so I'm gonna iframe this. But yes, the phase before this, the eyeball boss before this, it has an attack that you can technically parry like 5 times. I just didn't get that attack at all. But yeah, the previous boss has a spin attack you can parry 5 times if you just weave in and out of the hitbox and perfectly time your guard. Oh yes, coming up, it's time. Very soon. As soon as the HP reaches 0, it's over. Time. Okay. Alright, cool. That is Touhou New World. Unfortunately, a lot of the run is down to luck. Everything from skips to item drops. So a lot of variance is to be expected on the estimate. On the total time. Alright, GG's.
GG indeed. Thank you for showing this pretty nice game, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it's still getting updated. That's really nice to hear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to say the game is like twice as good now after the update, like in terms of all the content they added. Yeah, absolutely recommend this game. It is so good. Whew, and yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was New World. Pretty cool game. And
Alright. Well, with that, we are going to take it away to Ifitsu, the next runner, who is going to do a showcase of Sound Dodger 2. I've heard very good things about this one, so you'll definitely want to stay tuned. See you in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.